Welcome back to the mix, everybody. Okay, so our next guest is an on-camera host, journalist, and editorial producer hailing from Queens, New York. Now, you may have seen him on Complex interviewing the greats from Kobe to J-Lo to Obama. Yes, our former president, Obama. And he really does interviews. So we are mad excited to turn the tables and get to interview him for a change. So everybody, please give it up for the cozy king and the sweatsuit connoisseur himself, Mr. Speedy Morman.
Yes. What's up, y'all? I'm so happy to be here, and that intro was amazing. The thing that resonated most with me was the nod at my comfortability. So I'm grateful that you mentioned that.
Well, Speedy, hey, no time. Tell the world the truth. Speedy passed you $5 to say all of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It was a Zelle payment. Okay, I Zelled it. I Zelled it.
Cash these days.
Yeah.
Look, so a lot of people, know about you from your amazing interviews with some of the biggest names in the culture. But I want to know, how did it start and how did it turn into you having your own platform on Complex?
Man, it's been quite the journey. Let me start the journey right in this present moment. And I just want to be honest with y'all. I've not reached the success level of any of you guys because this light that's making me look good may turn out. It's been flickering, and I just want to win the room over early and get it out there that if it turns off, we just going to keep rolling and act
this
like
man
that was
a real professional, y'all. He's a real professional.
So if it cuts out, y'all just got to keep it pushing with me. But to answer your question, man, it all started many years ago. I used to watch red carpets with my mom, and then I've always been entrenched in just like hip hop culture, being from New York. So there's been so many contributing factors. I have a family of huge personalities, and so I thought of a way to kind of blend all of these things. And when I realized that as a 5'10" person, I wasn't going to get paid to play basketball, I had to figure out what that next plan was going to be. And so it was this blending of, influences from my family and like my likes and interests at the time. And then I went on to Syracuse and studied broadcasting at what some say is the best journalism school in the country. I don't say that. But I'm just happy to have attended. And then after graduating, I started at Complex, and now I'm on the mix on Fox Soul. So that's been my journey.
Hell of a journey.
Don't play with the mix.
It's been a crazy journey.
Oh, but look, that's the thing I loved about him just saying that right now. They got a lot of kids out there who want to be NBA players, who want to be rappers, entertainers. And he realized the truth. What's going to be my purpose? What's going to be my journey? And look at him. He's a star in his own right. And that's what it's about. We all have purpose. We all have a calling. You just got to figure it out. I want to ask you, though, when did you figure that out?
See, that's the thing. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I'm grateful I figured it out when I did. And it came just about after my freshman year of high school. So I played competitive basketball my whole life, played at one of the best high schools in the country, right? But when I got there, things didn't pan out like I thought it would. And so I was like, okay, I know that this is a passion of mine, but it's probably not going to pay the bills on the court. So how can I still get it to pay my bills? So I was like, okay, I love watching Sports Center every day. I love watching 106 in Park after school. Like, how can I still get paid to do what I love? And so that's kind of how I came to that realization. And I'm eternally grateful that it happened when it did, because had I not came to that realization, then I may have still tried to, play D3 basketball or something like that. But instead I got a jump start on my education, and it brought me here.
Yes,
man.
Congrats on that beautiful journey. I have to tell you, when I found out that you were going to be on our show, I was mad excited because, for one, I'm a huge fan of your work. And when we found out that we got this show sold, and then I found out I was going to be one of the hosts of the show, I was doing as much research as I could on different hosts that were really killing the game. And I really resonated with you and what you did, mostly because of how fearless you were and are in the questions that you ask. So I have to ask you, like, do you have any advice for any others who aspire to do the same things that you achieved?
Of course I have advice, but before I get there, I just want to say thank you That means a lot to me to hear you say that. You know, I just, all we can do is our best, and I continue to try my hardest. And so when it gets acknowledged in a way like that, it truly does mean a lot. But my advice to most people would just be like, be willing to put in the work. A lot of this looks very glamorous, right? Like people are watching, you know, the 5 of you guys, and they're like, wow, here they are. They look amazing. Like they get to hang out and talk with all these celebrities, and it feels like this super glamorous situation. And therefore they're not willing to put in the legwork that it takes to get there. Like it's not just coming up here and just talking, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into it, whether that's preparation, whether that's like learning tips and tricks on, you know, conversational skills, whether it's, you know, knowing how to formulate a question or order your questions. And so, yeah, man, it's just putting in the work, like doing the research. Most people don't want to do that. And so that's why they say like it's lonely at the top, because not a lot of people are willing to do what it takes to get there. Everybody want to be there, but when that journey starts to get a little rocky, people start dropping off left and right. So if you're willing to put in the work, that is literally half the battle.
You better drop these gems.
Hey, I write this down.
This is a master class. I'm just taking notes, okay?
Oh, stop it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, let's be very real. Throughout your young career, you've been able to interview some of the GOATs, people who we honestly hope to get on our show one day, like President Obama, J-Lo, Jamie Foxx, and the late, great Kobe Bryant. But if you had to choose one person on your bucket list to interview, who would that be?
You know, it's still crazy to hear people tell me that all the time, right? Like, oh, wow, like, you know, you've interviewed this person. When your head is down in your work and you kind of forget. So to even hear you repeat that list of names back to me is incredible. And I'm honestly just so honored to be here and to be, you know, able to have sat down with some of those people. But I would say there's a few, but the one I've really got my eyes set on is Hove. Like I would love to sit down. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Just to like have a conversation with Jay, and like, y'all know the memes, like 100K or dinner with Jay-Z or lunch with Jay. Like, I don't even want either of those options. Like, I just want to sit down and have a conversation for the culture with Hove. But you know, when you achieve that success, you only speak when you want to. And so I understand if you don't want to, Hove, but I would absolutely love the chance to chop it up with you.
Do you already know what you want to ask them?
Yeah, of course. Here's the thing. Here's another tip that a lot of people, it's just something that I do and have always practiced. I actively prep for interviews that haven't been booked yet. So like I have questions for Hove already. Like I have questions for almost every person. So like when stuff happens in real time, like I write it down. Like there are questions that I've been, you know, question lists that I've been building my entire life to ask certain. Like
what you basically be freestyling questions in your head.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is it's all preconceived. Like when I get up there, you know, it may seem like a seamless conversation, but that one of those questions may have been 4 years old. Like I've known what I was going to ask Kobe since I was 14 years old. And I just finally got the chance to do it when I was 22, 23. You know what I'm saying? So I do know what I would ask Hove because I already have like a whole interview. Sometimes when I really don't have anything to do, I'll plan a full interview with somebody who hasn't even been booked yet. Just because you know, if you ready, if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. You feel me?
Hey, I thought I was the only one who be talking to myself.
Period.
Nah.
Talking to himself.
But I feel like from that, all I'm thinking is, wow, you have to have a really great memory. Like, how do you just remember like something that a question you made up a long time ago? I have the worst memory.
You just write it down right when you got it before it leaves your mind. You just write it down.
But I'm saying when you get in the interview, or have you already practiced that question you wrote down like years ago, or is it just still sitting in your brain?
It's see, if I told you everything, then I wouldn't be me. You know,
That's what's going on. I'm trying to really get into it. So I say, you know,
we're trying to learn from you on our.
Stop it! I'm on y'all show, please. I'm on y'all show, please. No, honestly though, I have if you know, so thankfully, we're in a world where it's not like frowned upon to use, cue cards or interview cards that like you can have your questions written down. But I will say, like, I have a whole formula, like a whole even language. So like if I was to hand you the interview card, like right before I'm about to interview somebody, you wouldn't even be able to understand it. Like it's in a language that I can only understand myself. So anyways, I don't have to memorize all the questions, but every question I ask is sequenced in a certain cadence on purpose, because a lot of times you have to work your way to where you need to get. You can't just give the person or give the baby the medicine, right? Sometimes you got to act like it's a choo-choo train, or you have to, give them this and then switch it at the last, so there's a lot that goes into it.
It's a finesse that we all need to learn, apparently, from the master himself.
I wouldn't call myself a master, but I'm just a student to the game, and all I do is try my best. That's it.
Okay, so one thing I know about Complex, though, is that it's you guys' job to keep some nice pieces in your closet. So I peeped on your IG that you have a crazy shoe game. Now, I want to know, are you one of those sneakerheads that pays thousands of dollars for certain shoes?
I am not, absolutely not one of the sneakers. Thousands of dollars for shoes. I'm eternally grateful and honored to be in a position where sometimes a nice pair of shoes will just show up at my front door or in the package room downstairs. So thankfully, I don't have to spend thousands of dollars on
I'm
shoes.
about to send him some Yachties right now. He gonna get them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Tap in.
I got you.
Yeah, tap in, swing those.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know that you may be a sneakerhead, but I think you're best known for your sweatsuit game, dog. And I peeped on your IG bio, it even says sweatsuit speed. So please tell us where this unique uniform came from.
Uniform is the absolute perfect qualifier for what my wardrobe is. This closet that's right here to my right, I literally have a closet that has only sweatsuits in it and nothing else. But yeah, honestly, like my whole life, I've always hated like subscribing to societal standards of like what people should wear. And also, if we keep it in the buck, like a lot of regular clothes are not comfortable. Like none of y'all can look me in my face and tell me that jeans feel comfortable. There are some that feel more comfortable, but it's nothing more comfortable than a pair of sweats. And so whether it's a sweatsuit, a tracksuit, like I need to feel myself. I need to feel comfortable, like both mentally and literally in the moment. And so I've been, very often the most underdressed person in the room, but like always, God willing, like one of the most capable people in the room at the same time. So, it's just indicative that what you're wearing on the outside is not always an indicator of like who you are on the inside.
Yeah, I like that. Now, you have a new show coming on HBO Max later this year with Offset called The Hype. So I know you probably can't say much about it, but can you tell us what the show will be about?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, and thank you for asking about it. It's a show. It's called The Hype. It'll be airing on HBO Max this summer, and basically it is a streetwear competition show. And so it's an opportunity to give up-and-coming streetwear designers a chance to win a large financial prize and, a look in front of millions and millions of people. A lot of people, strive to be the next big designer, and we wanted to crown that. And so, along with Offset, there's Beffy Gibbs of Union and Marnie Senefonte, who's worked with Beyonce for many, many years. And the four of us are leading the charge on the show and hopefully crowning the next big streetwear designer.
Oh, that's big, man. Can we get a round of applause for that? That's what we need. Putting the light on people who deserve it, for real.
Okay, but I would like to know, how is it working with Offset, and what's something that surprised you about working alongside him?
Man, there was an ice cream truck passing my house. I live in New York, so y'all just kind of have to bear with me with this one. But man, Offset is dope. He's someone who I've been lucky enough to interview a couple times in my career. And he's great, man. Like Offset is dope. He truly, truly cares about the things that he's a part of. And Offset is funny. Like he is one of the funniest people I think I've ever encountered in my life. He just will like randomly just like spurt out an ad lib, like if he's on a track. Like he dances a lot, just like sporadically and randomly, as do I. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
So you saying Offset? I gotta ask you this. You saying Offset may give Kevin Hart a run for his money in the next big comedy?
Oh yeah. See, it's a different type of comedy though, right? Because like Kev is very intentional with his comedy, whereas Offset, he's just being himself, and it's his being is just hilarious. Like he'll just say something and the room will just erupt in laughter. So, Kev Hart might gotta watch out. Offset coming.
Hey, that may be a dope movie, Offset and Kev Hart. I'm just saying.
Y'all think about that premise for the movie, but we gotta take a quick break. But guess what, y'all? Speedy, he's gonna stay with us into the mix, okay? We got more hot topics, and he's gonna be joining in on them. Yeah. So listen, don't go anywhere, all right? We coming right back on Fox Soul. You know the vibes, baby.
Welcome back to the mix, you guys. So let's get right into it with our guest, host extraordinaire, Speedy Morman. So over the weekend, the newest members of the Basketball Hall of Fame were inducted, and by far the biggest name of the greats on that day was the late, great Kobe Bryant. His wife, Vanessa Bryant, was accompanied by Michael Jordan and stole the show as she gave one of the most powerful speeches of the evening. Wearing a Laker purple dress, she started her speech stating that she has never publicly praised Kobe because the fans did enough of that. She also said, and I quote, "Kobe was on a different level. He never took shortcuts when it came to basketball. He gave the game his all." She also went on to tell stories of Kobe playing throughout injuries, having IVs administered during half times, and playing with a broken nose, all for the fans. She ended her speech by saying if Kobe could play every minute of the game, he would. Now, Kobe was truly, a special gift to us all. Sadly, he's not here to continue to get his flowers, but the good part is he received so many while he was here, and he knew that the fans loved him. So Speedy, I know that you interviewed him before, so I'm going to come to you first. What did you think of Vanessa Bryant's Hall of Fame speech? And what was your experience like interviewing him?
Man, I thought the speech was moving, and it was about as moving as I anticipated it might be. This is one of the few times a year that like the basketball community gets to come together and like sit in the same room, like NBA All-Star is one of them as well. And like, unfortunately this year All-Star was a little different, but the speech was amazing. And like, I loved it, but I would have loved to have heard Kobe make this speech himself. This is something that, I'm sure he dreamed and imagined would happen. And, it would have been special to hear him finally atop this mountain that he, forever tried to climb. But, interviewing him was as special as I thought it would be. Kobe is the only person that I've ever truly idolized in my life. I kind of was raised in a way that like we didn't idolize people, but my uncle was the biggest Kobe fan. And so I wanted to like Kobe because my uncle did. And so, I grew up watching and loving him, and meeting him was exactly as exciting as I always imagined. Like they say, never meet your idols. But I always say like, it really depends on who your idol is, because mine was exactly who I thought he was going to be. He was amazing. He was dope. He was cool. He was humble. And he truly did have this aura about him. He walked in the room. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but he had a literal glow around him. Like I was looking at him and he was just like shining. It was incredible. And I'm just honored that I got a chance to sit down and have a conversation with him.
Yeah, man, what he said, Kobe is one of one. And that's why I'm kind of down right now. Just reading, knowing that we had to talk about this, it kind of put everything in perspective. It's like this man worked so hard and did so much, and he's not here. Like you said, he probably wrote that speech when he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And he wasn't here to do it. And that's the thing with life. We always think we have time. We always think we're going to be here tomorrow. But it's still heartbreaking to me. Vanessa definitely did a great job. I don't know how she held it together, but she definitely got that Mamba mentality as well. I'm sad right now just thinking about like Kobe. That was my idol too, man. Like Kobe had so many people where he led, and he led by example. And something that I see that you have, that Kobe mentality, is your persistence and preparation.
I appreciate that, man. You know, all we can do is our best, like I say, but you know, I really truly did model myself after him. But I'm curious, what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy hearing Vanessa up there?
Thought it was brave of her to be able to get on the stage, especially how tough of a year she's had, given that, you know, she lost her love of her life. She lost one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And for her to deliver the speech the way that she did, I think gave hope to all the Kobe fans out there, you know, who wish that, like you said, would have been there to been able to receive that himself. But I thought she did a really beautiful job of articulating what she thought about him and what his fans thought about him as well.
Yeah. Gigi and Kobe up there rooting for her. You know, they got her back. She got some guardian angels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's stay in the world of basketball because hip hop superstar J. Cole, who just dropped a #1 album, like I said, has also just made history with his debut into pros with the newly formed African Basketball League. And on top of that, he made the cover of Slam magazine. Yo, it's truly, truly a J. Cole world right now. So I got to ask y'all, what do y'all think of J. Cole's new adventure into pro sports?
Ballin'.
I was gonna say, why not? Like he can. I think it's a great way to represent for the culture. Like Antoine just said, he's the #1 album. So like this is the perfect time to say, you know what? I got this music stuff in the bag. Let me go do something that he's probably very passionate about. And I'm pretty sure he is through watching his music videos. Like basketball seems to be another passion for him. So I think it's incredible that he has the opportunity to do both and do both well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I felt like it was like an ode to his day one fans, because I was there when Cole was doing warm up, the come up, Friday Night Lights. So now he has the off season, and I also felt it was dope that it's like he was a walk on at St. John's. I don't think a lot of people know that. I'm like a big J. Cole fan, and he stopped to pursue his music career. So now he has his music career in the bag. So it's like now I can do what I really wanted to do before music. Absolutely. So I think that's really dope, and I'm happy for him.
And you know, also there's so many basketball players who are rappers and vice versa. So, you know, it only makes sense that now he's going back to his first love and playing basketball and also giving light to the African teams, because I didn't even know there was an African league, you know.
It's new. This is the first year of it. So it was literally his first game was like the first game of the league, but not, you know, I know I'm in the guest seat, but I do ask questions for a living. I got to ask you, Romeo, when it comes to hoops here, can Cole guard you, or is it you know what I mean?
Man, I ain't saying nothing about another rapper. You know they gonna push it up tabloids tomorrow. Man, I'm rooting for Cole, but you know that basketball competitive nature. You know, I think you got to get Michael Jordan out there to guard me. That's just how I feel. But I love what he's doing. He's chasing his dreams. It remind me of what my pops did with Charlotte and Toronto, where he's not putting himself in a box. You know, he's out there showing kids and younger generation, if you believe it, if you put in the work, if you prepare, you could do anything. But I'm just saying, I don't care who on the court, man. Nobody's staying in front of me.
I like that energy. I love that.
They're definitely about to say Romeo challenges Michael Jordan to the hoop.
Oh, man. That's not what I said.
It is over.
Listen, we have to take another break, but we want to thank our guy Speedy Morman for getting into the mix with us tonight and just dropping all the gems, giving us his advice, and you know, just spreading that little light that he got, because he got that Kobe light too. You know what I'm saying? So listen, we were lucky enough to interview him for a chance.
Yeah.
And we have to be back real quick with the hype. And you guys, you got to check out his show on HBO Max when it premieres. Please, it's called The Hype. Be sure to take your eye on Speedy, because he's a face that you are going to see a lot of in the years to come. Please believe.
Thank y'all. I appreciate that.
Pleasure having you.
Bye, guys.
Such a pleasure.